For my birthday, I received a copy of the Turner Diaries. Normally, I'd put a link in, but any link I would put in would get old quite quickly. While I had certainly heard of the book before, I'd never even seen a copy, so I was interested in finding out exactly what this book was about. The conceit of the book is that 100 years after the Great Revolution, a diary is found that was written by an ordinary member of the organisation, a man named Earl Turner. Everything is written from his point of view, with the exception of some notes to explain things, mostly for a future audience, not us. It begins in 1991, remember the book was written in the 70s, and goes until 1993. But it's not a day-by-day account. Dramatically, I understand why the book has proven so popular. It's easy to read and always logical. It covers a great deal of ground, different types of actions and locations. It shows you what is happening and gets the reader into the story. It's also technical, so if you're interested in weapons or how would that work questions, then that's there. Just enough, but never too much. Things constantly happen, so it's hard to get bored at any point. Earl Turner is also an interesting character, both an everyman that most men can relate to and a heroic character, one forced by circumstances to go from everyman to hero. In the beginning, Turner finds it hard to believe that he is capable of killing. By the end, he kills countless people. While I won't spoil the story, I think it fair to say that the book and the violence within the book escalates by quite a bit. So why is this book so controversial? The book also escalates its racial violence. At the start, whites need protection from the government, but the organisation isn't pro-white, it's anti-everybody who isn't white. Their ideology is at times anti-black, at other times anti-Jewish, and at other times anti-liberal. Each is criticised multiple times throughout, but not at the same time. Each is treated as a separate issue, just as the white traitors are always treated as a symptom of the disease and not as a cause, even though they are the ultimate cause of the problems. I was going to write that the killing of non-whites was extreme, but actually the killing of whites by the organisation is also extreme. Turner and the organisation are fanatics, and killing people comes to mean nothing to them. Everything becomes about ends, not means, and killing anyone, regardless of race or guilt, to achieve those ends is justified in the book. Of course, most people who dismiss this book simply call it racist, but it's not just non-whites who die in droves. As a story, it's a good action story. It never lets up. Something is always happening or about to happen. But this book is also about ideology, and a book that kills all non-whites and a good deal of whites is not a book on how to achieve our aims, but one that shows us how things should not be done.